We got to see a special screening of Rob Zombie's new film 31. Yes, and it was balls out brutal and did not pull any punches. Neither are we. So check out our review. I said in the beginning that Rob Zombie did not pull any punches with this movie.
No.
We're not pulling any punches with this review. So if you're expecting a little nicety thing, fuck off. It's not gonna happen, okay? And speaking of fuck off, we got a big fuck off to everybody on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of controversy.
Yeah, a lot of whining, a lot of bitching, a lot of going, oh, this movie stinks, oh, you know, this...
It was offensive.
Oh yeah, real fucking offensive. I think you had some insight into what the hell people should be thinking.
Some rants, perhaps.
Yes. Oh my god.
Maybe I'm biased. I am a huge Rob Zombie fan.
Yes.
All of his music videos, I've seen him in concert multiple times. I've seen all his movies in theaters. I'm a fan of Rob Zombie.
Right there.
So with that, it's a Rob Zombie movie, and as much as I love the man, every single thing he does sounds exactly the same and looks exactly the same. Let's be real. I'm not gonna fucking pretend that it doesn't. No. I love him, but it does. This is a Rob Zombie movie.
Yeah,
it looks exactly like a Rob Zombie movie. Has anyone out there seen House of a Thousand Corpses? It's the same thing.
Devil's Rejects.
Devil's Rejects.
Same
Violent,
thing.
vulgar, over the top. It's his thing.
Yes.
So everyone's butthurt on the internet over this movie. Like, hello, the music video that premiered was called Gore Horror.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen his music videos before?
That's your cue to get the fuck out of the theater, okay? If you can't handle it.
So if you're not really sure what Rob Zombie does or what his aesthetic is, it's this.
Yes.
So let's stop fucking pretending that it's not. So that's my little rant about that.
Yeah, so here's a tip for you. If you go in expecting Citizen Kane with exquisite character development and plots and shots and everything else, go fucking watch Citizen Kane. But instead, if you're an adult who would like to see some gritty, hardcore, messy, gore-filled horror, then...
Violence.
And violence too, thank you very much. Then Rob has definitely delivered on that one and on that front.
Okay, so the plot. We're not going to waste a lot of time on the plot because who really cares?
Yes.
So 5 people?
Something like that.
So 6 people?
Whatever.
1976, they're doing some shit. They get captured by fucking rich people, thrown in the murder factory game that they have to survive different levels over 12 hours, and a lot of people get killed. Really messy. Plot is done. There we go. Easy.
Let's rock and roll. So you ask what we like. Oh dear God, what didn't we like? What
Be here a while.
Yeah, so you know, we'll try to keep it under control. But I'm gonna let you start because I know you want to go.
Well, being a woman, I'm sure every woman who saw this movie noticed Sherry's hair was perfect.
Okay,
the whole time.
Yeah, only the women noticed that.
Yes, well.
It's a little lower.
Obviously, I'm aware it's a movie. It was shot over a month. There were cuts and makeup and hairstylists. But we live in a very humid climate, so you do your hair, you walk outside, and it melts. So to just watch her murder people for an hour and a half, and her hair was perfect the whole time, it was heartbreaking and amazing all at once. Just beautiful, perfect hair. And
one for the ladies?
Yeah, well, saying that as well, I'm going to need to be in a Rob and Sherry sandwich. That's my life goal.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I would be the topping on a Sherry Rob sandwich.
I didn't know you were into Rob that way.
No, I said topping. Sherry. I don't have to spell it out for you. Jesus Christ.
I'll be between them. It'll be good.
There you go. Fine. But now getting back to the actual movie, as opposed to fucking hairstyles. You know, one of the things that we had the pleasure of doing is watching a Q&A with Rob after the movie, and he actually let fly with some information that provided a real eye-opener for me on his entire filmmaking career and process. Rob Zombie stated that he was a big fan of the what they're called 60s sort of grindhouse movies that you had to go to specific theaters in New York, and they were disgusting and seedy, and the movies were disgusting and seedy. He mentioned Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS, Faster Pussycat Kill Kill, all, great films. What these films were was a reaction to the restrictive Hays codes of the 1950s, and that's why you had to see them in deep, dark places. In today's society, we may not have that, but we definitely have Hollywood producing these cookie-cutter, PG-13 teen fucking horror movies. If that's not an oxymoron, I don't know what is. And Rob is going out of his way to bring back those gritty, grimy, sleazy movies. And I thank him and I praise him for that. And that was one of the things that I absolutely loved and adored about this movie, is that not only was it that, but I now have an understanding of why it was like that.
You know, it added a depth to his filmmaking to hear about where, you know, and that was really his maybe not childhood, but his younger years where all that came from.
Yes.
So to hear that kind of added a new layer to all of the movies that he's made previously.
Without question, yeah. And it allowed him a lot of freedom in how he structured this film. I know you had something about that.
Or even really, we've talked about this in other reviews or things we've done, and while I do like backstory and things like that when it's well placed, I kind of liked in 30 when there was no backstory. Who are these rich people? Why are they capturing people and betting on them?
Gives a fuck.
Who cares? It doesn't matter. I mean, maybe if it was super cool, it could have added, but we didn't need it.
No.
It was just there, and it was kind of amusing at times, but we don't need a super detailed, interesting, intricate exposition about who these people are and how we've gotten to this point. It doesn't matter. We get back to the killing.
Yeah, Rob just said, hey, go, start killing. That's it. If we're gonna chop off a whole scene and segment of killing just so we can find out why these rich people are here, that's a waste.
Yeah.
Complete waste, and I thank you, Rob, for not wasting our time like that.
There was also something in the Q&A, which if you didn't get to see the Q&A, it was, I'm sorry, it was super awesome.
Phenomenal.
But he was talking about what people were saying about Devil's Rejects and asking where was the socially redeeming factor in Devil's Rejects. And I think
question, but
almost his exact words were, there wasn't, fuck you.
Yeah.
And I feel that way about 31. You know what? We had a great time. I laughed out loud. It was fun, and it doesn't need to be, you said it before, Citizen Kane, socially redeeming. I didn't need to learn anything about myself. It was a movie about violence and blood and horrible things, and let's just watch that and have a good time. It doesn't need to be a fucking hoity-toity, high-end, masterful cinematic art piece.
No, and we got to see it with Rob Zombie fans.
Oh my God, yes.
Cheering at the end of it.
Yeah.
It was a great experience for us all.
Everyone, it was all goth metal people. You could tell we were in the correct theater. It was very easy. And maybe if you didn't have that experience, or
you saw it with the white hairs or something, you know, a couple priests in the back row. I don't know what the
people were clapping and cheering in our theater during some of the murder scenes. We were with a really cool, interesting crowd, and that, you know, kind of added to the whole experience. It wasn't people who were offended or complaining.
No. And that murder world sort of environment they were in, you enjoyed as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Obviously. I mean, look at it.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that they had different stages that they had to get through. Also no explanation, but it did kind of move the plot along. When they defeated someone, they kind of moved into a different part of the factory.
Right, yeah. I mean, you know, you can't spend the whole the whole film in one room. You gotta go somewhere and do something, and you have to, you know, I mean, the job of a prisoner is to escape. Yeah. That's 101. And so they, once again, very wisely, set it up so that as you tried to escape,
you just got deeper into the shit.
Deeper into the shit, yes, totally. Until the shit hits the fan. And when the shit hits the fan is when our boy Doomhead shows up.
Oh my.
Establishing right off the bat as something a little different.
Yeah.
There's some depth to him, there's some character to him, there's some drive to him that is far beyond the other members of the murder world.
Doomhead had more of felt like everything he said was very quotable.
Yes.
In a way, he had some really great, deep lines and a really interesting character and a way he approached murdering as his job, and he took it really seriously.
To the point where, you know, he had a nice, not business suit, but like a fine attire.
Puts on a suit.
Yes.
I didn't know what to do with myself in the theater, because that, besides get therapy, but that was really hot. Really hot. I also liked Otis, so there's some, I have some issues with men.
Some is an understatement. But nonetheless, the suit, so that to him, this was, something he took pride in.
A job.
It was something that he was good at, that he did at. And prior to seeing this movie, I happened to run across an article. Clive Barker was talking about his character Pinhead. Not that there's any similarities between the two, but one of the things that he said that very much applied to Doomhead, my boy, is that a lot of the horror bad guys are the evil mad scientists that explain everything, or your mindless killers, the Jasons, the Mike Myers, or your killer that quips jokes, Freddy Krueger. Okay. Instead, Pinhead, and now as we're talking about Doomhead, was a killer who was keenly aware of the fact that he was killing people in violent, horrible ways, and most importantly, he was okay with it.
Yes, and it was something he wanted to do.
Which makes him even more terrifying.
Yes.
That is the type of individual you do not want to mess with under any circumstances.
Richard Brake was just
phenomenal.
Really, we'll be looking out for him in hopefully more Rob Zombie movies, or any movies.
Any movie, really,
Really, really brought life to Doomhead, because I think a lesser actor could have screwed it up, wouldn't have been as engaging, and especially
cheesy, could have been funny.
That first monologue scene, the camera's right here,
right there,
in his face, and he I was instantly in the it was so
even
good.
with the caked on makeup, he was still able to emote.
That whole thing was just one go, really, really brilliant. So I really enjoyed seeing him as Doomhead.
All right, so it's time to award some pinheads. What I'm going to do here is change things up just a wee bit, okay?
Just a little.
To be fair to Rob Zombie, we are going to award our pinheads in comparison to only the other Rob Zombie films, okay? So, now that you've got that in mind, let me know what you think.
So, I will give backstory on this one.
Okay.
Even though I don't have to, I will.
Pull up a chair, boys and girls. This could take a while.
Oh, shush. Anyway, so, to me, to get to the amount of pinheads, thinking about all the other Rob Zombie films, we're going to work backwards.
Let's get there.
Yeah. So House of a Thousand Corpses to me is a 5 pinhead, perfect, just tickles me in all the right places. I love that movie. It's everything I've ever wanted in a movie. So that would be my 5.
Okay, all right.
High accolades for that movie.
All right.
Second would be Devil's Rejects, which was actually a little too action-y for me. I don't really like guns and shooting and loud.
Nah.
But still had Captain Spaulding, Otis, and Baby in it, and they are always awesome. There's a lot of really great scenes, so that would be a 4 for me. Knock off 1 for all the Western violence.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But really still murder, violent, vulgar movie.
Fuck yeah.
So I'm going to place 31 third on my list of favorite movies and do a 3.5.
Oh, 3.5.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
So that's how I come to that conclusion. So that is now my 3rd favorite Rob Zombie film.
Interesting. Okay. I am really disturbed right about now. This does not happen at all, ever. But perhaps the planets are in alignment, and we're actually in agreement on all of that. Like, House of a Thousand Corpses is my favorite too.
Because it's amazing.
It is amazing. It's so perfect and wonderful. And Devil's Rejects is also my 2nd, and 31's also my 3rd. I don't know what the world is coming to. I guess we do, on this one at least. Jesus Christ. So, I'm also giving 3.5 pinheads, and that really makes this an easy one. 3.5, 3.5, and we've got ourselves, 3.5. 3.5 pinhead movie for Rob Zombie's 31 compared to other Rob Zombie movies. Obviously, we totally love 31. Thank you, Rob Zombie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And for you motherfuckers that didn't like it or were offended or any of that shit, let us know in the comments below.
And also, right over there, you can subscribe to our channel, since we post us doing God knows what all the time, as well as on all of our social media, just fucking weird shit every day.
Check it out.